Hello, this is Katie, and this is card number 10 and video number 1. I am trying to do a video every day in October. I'm not making any promises. I will probably have to pre-film 1 or 2 here and there to make sure I have one up every day. So, in this one we're going to be making a card and be making our own bat background. And I'm actually using, I'll be using 4 different sets. I have Haunt It by Reverse Confetti. And I was going to use Happy Halloween, but I just realized it has a You've Got Batitude, so I'll be using that one. I'm just going to mount them up as I show you to save me some time. So that is ready to go. And then for the bats, I'm going to be using 2 different sets with kind of similar bats. I thought that was kind of cool. I have Bewitching by Avery Elle, and I'll be using the bat in here. And then the Newton's Nook. This one's it might be called Which Way's the Candy. The name isn't on here. It's from 2016. It's probably called Which Way to the Candy or You're the Pick of the Patch or something, but I'm using the bat from there. And then we'll be adding in some stars mixed in as well, and I'm going to use that from the Hocus Pocus set by Waffle Flower. So I'm going to mount the bats, and then we'll be doing that with Versamark ink, the clear embossing ink, on on the black background, and then using the clear powder to set it. I'm going to be stamping the sentiment on this white strip with VersaFine black and setting it with clear powder as well. So we've got our 2 bats, and then we're going to take the solid stars from Hocus Pocus by Waffle Flower, and then I'll also be, star went flying. I'll also be using some bat stickers to finish it off from a set that is from Sticko. And it actually, the bats have like this kind of web design in the back of them. I'm not even sure if you can see that. So I'm going to mount this to here because it's going to have a purple border. This is just from it's the purple with the stars on it from Ghouls and Goodies from Doodlebug. That's a little bit older. I'm not sure when I got that. And I probably should cut a piece out of the middle and save some of it, since you're not going to see the middle anyway, and just leave, you know, a border. But I'm just being lazy, so we'll be using the whole piece on there. So then, before we stamp this, I'm going to run my embossing buddy bag all over it. And these I just cut a 1/4 of an inch shorter, so they're 1/8 of an inch shorter all around. So the card is the normal 5.5 by 4 1/4. This is a 1/4 of an inch less on both sides, and this is a 1/4 of an inch less than that. And then this white piece will match the black, and we'll stamp on that too. Okay, so those are the stars. These are the bats. So we're going to stamp the bats in the clear Versamark ink. I will zoom in a little bit here. And we're just kind of making a random pattern, hoping that I'm stamping them well enough. I also have a patterned paper that's kind of similar, but I wanted to work on making my own. It's this one. I can't remember if it's from like Spooky Boo or something, but that's kind of the effect I'm going for. except that's more of a grayish paper. This one's pretty black. We'll do some of the other bat. He's got little ears on him. And this ink on black makes it really easy to see where I've already stamped, as opposed to stamping clear on white, for example, which is kind of hard. So you just usually stamp and then emboss right away and then keep going so that it's all melted every step of the way. Some more off the page. Okay. Alright, so I will start doing some stars. And also flip it over, since it's just one stamp, but it's 2 stars. So I want them to look a little different if I can. Going up and down, just one off the side. Put some up here. Just tilting it to see in the light where I've stamped. The glare from the light is making it a little difficult. Then I'll do, oops, one down here at an angle. Okay. I'll do one more off the edge. Okay. So that should be good. For the background I'm going to zoom out, and then we will get our clear embossing powder on that. Hopefully it only sticks to what I want it to. Looks pretty good. Okay. Don't want any on the back either. Okay, so it really just kind of stuck where I was holding it, which is fine. Okay, so I'll set that aside, put this away. We'll need this again for our sentiment. So I'll save the paper. Alright. Still managed to get embossing powder everywhere. Okay, so we want to melt this. I will zoom in because I think it's going to look pretty cool. I'm going to heat up my gun for just a few seconds into the air and then aim it at there. Okay, so that was pretty fun to watch. Hopefully you saw some of that melting. Give that a second to cool down. And then before we attach that, we'll stamp the sentiment. This one's going to be embossed too, so we want the embossing buddy. And I will use VersaFine. We want that crisp black, obviously not the clear with clear, that wouldn't show anything. We want the VersaFine, and then the powder will stick to that. So I want to make sure this is pretty good and centered. I really like this set. It's very similar to another set from Reverse Confetti that I love. I will show you. I lied, it's not similar, but I really like the fonts that they use. This is the Lots to Say set. I use this a lot. I use this on a bunch of thank you cards I gifted, and I use that one a lot too. You can see those are the two faded ones. So the font really isn't similar at all, but I like their sentiment sets. Okay, so we're going to put the clear embossing powder onto the sentiment. Okay. Pour this back in. All that off there so I don't melt it onto my desk. And then we'll go ahead and melt this one. Okay, so it gives it that shiny look. So I'm going to mount the background down to the card base. I want to make sure it sticks really well. I think we made a pretty cute comparable background. That was really fun. And then I'm going to stick that down. Just want to make sure I've got glue to the very edges on this one. And then just put it around there. Okay. And then I wanted to use, now these have embossing powder all over them, some of these bat stickers. They're just from Sticko. I'll probably use one of the bigger guys. It's kind of like, feels like an epoxy sticker almost. And then I think one of the smaller ones. Use it up there. And then just to help it stick out a little more, I want to put some of the yellow stars from here into the background. Put one down here. Just to kind of accent the stars that are already there. Get these little baby ones in there too. And I'll put another tiny one down here. And I'll do the one that fell off earlier. pick another tiny one up. There. Okay. So just to give it some pop of color. And there you go. So we made our very own background, and we used a handful of stamp sets. So hopefully tomorrow I will have time to get another video up, and we will see. So thank you for watching day 1 and card number 10. Thanks. Bye.